absolutely dynamite.
Took just minutes. He probably thought of it instantly, and he just had to turn on his computer, log on, open Outlook, type the email, send it.
Yeah.
It had to come to us. He thought of that.
So that's almost instantly.
Yeah.
This guy could be... I mean, I'm wondering if this guy should be a regular contributor to the show.
Yeah, Jim in Bournemouth. Legend.
Jim in Bournemouth?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we should just start coming up with...
jokes that don't exist.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just go with setup lines and see if Jim can... what's his strike rate? There's tremendous pressure on him.
Let's come up with some during the news.
Yeah. Oh, I look forward to this enormously, because we had nothing. So, well done, Jim. Just remind us of it again. That's dynamite.
Why can't astronauts take eggs into space?
I don't know how.
Because eggs are terrestrial.
Oh, come on, man. This guy
So
knows
good.
exactly what
It's
he's
so
doing.
good.
This is absolutely fantastic. We have to go to the news shortly. We've got some live music coming up as well. We're all looking forward to that. Charlie Winston. And also comedian Louis C.K. will be here. We'll be back after the news.
On digital.
Cover version of an old Northern Soul song recorded by Dexys Minute Runners, of course, for their 1980 album Searching for the Young Soul Rubbers. Welcome to Polish radio. And anyway, you can find that out. You can look it up on Wikipedia. You've probably already illegally downloaded it anyway, so you don't need me to tell you what it was. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in, Steve Show 6 Music, and I'm very pleased to welcome Louis C.K. Appreciate you coming in, Louis. Do you like my my sort of crazy gang set up here?
It's great, yeah.
We have like crazy sound effects and things that we play in.
really?
If something amusing said, something like
Really?
that. Yeah.
What is that sound?
I don't know. It's just a generic comic
Is it a musical
sound.
instrument, or is it a...
I think it is. Yeah.
Is it?
It's used in a lot of classic sort of Bolivian folk stuff like that. But no, it's really nice to have you here. But it's strange. I feel like I know you because I've seen you on. I've illegally downloaded some of your TV shows. That is, you can do that. If you're the youth out there now, probably at their computers as they listen, why not go on now and start streaming some of your HBO specials? Shameless.
Sure.
And there's a forthcoming one.
There's one called Shoot Up.
Shoot Up, brilliant. So you could just get those.
Get them free.
Get them free of charge.
Yeah, from your friends.
And
That's what I would do.
And no, and they're brilliant. But it's because it's difficult for people to, I suppose, enjoy this interview if they've never heard you doing your stand-up.
So should we just
applying your trade?
Not say anything for give them 10 minutes to do some research?
I've
Go on
already encouraged
YouTube.
them to do that, but who knows? They don't really listen to me. But the reason I mentioned that I feel like I already know you is because your stand-up is it feels incredibly honest.
Oh, thank you.
Sort of brutally honest.
Yeah, I think I'm on stage. I'm the same person.
Right.
I don't think I'm a different guy.
You don't go on and sort of put on a...
No, I don't look in the mirror and go, okay, find that guy.
Sure,
And then go out there and
because the guy on stage is a sort of fat, misanthropic slob.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? Am I doing it with kind
That's
of...
me, yeah.
With sort of a...
You didn't have to say fat, but...
no, but...
That's subjective. Actually, it's not subjective.
It's not subjective.
No,
fat,
it's an exact physical... It's actually the one thing you can completely prove.
Yeah, that's a 100% fact.
Fat.
Yeah.
Not an opinion. It's
But yeah, so and you have you. Do you mind me saying this, Lou? You say it like it is.
I don't know yet if you mind.
You say it like it is. Did you mind me saying that?
Did I say it like it is?
Yeah.
I do mind a little bit. Just 'cause
It's so
stupid.
Pat.
Yeah,
It's such a pat thing to say.
But no, I guess I say some things like they are. I do lie sometimes. I do. I like lying.
Sure.
Lying is like magic. You change reality for other people.
Yeah. Wow.
So I do that sometimes.
That almost felt profound. Quick, say something about penises.
What?
Huh?
They're don't like them. Not a fan. I like mine. I have a nice one.
Yeah, you're proud of it?
I'm proud of my penis.
Okay, good. Well, can people check that out on YouTube?
My penis?
Yeah.
Actually, you can see my penis on YouTube. You actually can.
Really?
Yeah, because I had a show called Lucky Louie, and I was naked for a flight. I ran through a shot naked, and you could see it.
Great. So what we just type in Lucky Louie?
Lucky Louie,
and
Louis
some kind of
CK,
American slang for it. Wiener. Schlong.
Carrot.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
People can enjoy that.
Sure.
And as I say, because you've been doing this comedy business for 25 years,
23, yeah.
23 years, and so by this time you should be fairly decent at it.
Yeah, at least I'm not revolting. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you got to at least be able to. You could get through a show of mine. Yeah.
But why is it that I've only really just become familiar with you now?
Because
Why
I'm
is
not that good. Because I'm good enough. I'm serviceable.
No.
But
This is
after
nonsense.
23 years, I'm not great. I couldn't possibly be.
No, you're a fantastic comic. You don't mind
Thank
saying.
you.
And I've seen a lot. I've seen Richard Pryor
That's
on
a lot.
DVD.
Let's stop there.
I've seen the other one of those other black fellas, Chris Rock.
Blackity blackface. He's good.
But so I know, I think a little something about comedy. And
Sure.
This guy, hot to trot. But why is it? Do you feel that you've sort of grown into your act more? The old. I
Yeah.
always think that it seems like sort of middle age, and would that be fair? Is that also a fact? That middle age seems like a funny time.
I think it is
comedians.
a grown-up man is much funnier than a young
young
guy
buck.
who's kind of strutting around the stage, going, "I'm going to be a shiny star someday." You know, that kind of guy is kind of nobody really cares about.
Yeah.
But once you hit 40 and you hit the skids, and you know, the next thing you're going to do that matters is die.
Sure.
People feel for you more, and you're more compelling to listen to. I think definitely. Yeah, well, the first 20 years of my act, I don't recommend to anybody. I think the last 3 years have been the best.
It's been pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was enjoying reading your blog. You write a blog. You say you had a tough gig the other night in Dublin.
Oh yeah, in Dublin, I was horrible. They hated me. I actually had 2, but I didn't write about the first one.
What? So just absolute, you've just bombed.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's funny because I went back the next night. I had a great set, and towards the end, I realized, hey, some of this stuff was actually doing great last night. Overall, the set stunk.
Yeah.
It just was one of those where people were going, instead of laughing.
Sure.
Literally.
Never a good response.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I opened with 3 diarrhea jokes in a row.
Right.
And I think that was a mistake. Like, really front-loading the set with diarrhea.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a room-splitting subject.
It's not a way to win over a crowd who are possibly indifferent.
Not
to you.
generally.
And also slightly aggressive because you're American.
That's
So you've already got to win people over.
I think that my own crowds in the States, because most people that come to see me know who I am and are eager to see me, so I think they've carried me a little by letting me open with 5 minutes of diarrhea material.
Sure.
But it was an important set because it made me realize that the diarrhea jokes weren't honest. I felt they were funny, but they really weren't from the heart, the diarrhea jokes.
Not from the heart, certainly.
No, they were good.
You don't want to give them to us now, though. We have to come and see you.
No, I'll tell them to you. I don't care.
How offensive are they for Sunday afternoon?
I already said diarrhea 4 or 5 times, so it doesn't
Well, yeah,
get
but
any
the word
worse than that.
diarrhea is not that. It's problematic. It's whether you get particularly graphic.
I don't get and actually I've ruined the first one because it's a surprise is that the joke's about, because I say that I went to a pub where their bathroom was very small and they didn't have toilets, they only had urinals for the men, and luckily I had diarrhea, so it wasn't a problem. But also that they didn't have toilet paper, so I had to use that hand blower thing and just sort of bake it on.
Sure.
And then as people
you very much split the room here.
Right,
Louis.
And then as people are reeling from that, I say, I actually do have diarrhea right now. I'm not sick. I have some in my fridge in a jug. It's the difference between the 2 meanings of the word have is that I'm not stricken by diarrhea. I possess it. About a gallon.
Yeah. And
so those 3, in case somebody like a neighbor wants to borrow some diarrhea. Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So those are 3 jokes that I'm proud of.
Yeah, do you know what?
But they're not true. I don't have diarrhea, and I didn't go to a place where I did go to a place where there's only a urinal, but I didn't diarrhea into it.
I'm looking forward to finding out
on with it.
how my gran reacts to this show, because she does listen every week.
Oh, does she
Yes,
really?
She listens every week.
So she'll talk afterward and she'll say, I wasn't fond of the fellow with the poop jokes.
Yes, because my grandmother is Dame Judi Dench.
Yes, she is. I don't care.
Sure.
You're all the same. And then she'll probably be upset that I didn't do something. Why didn't he ask the ladies if they had some toilet paper? Like, she's probably gonna complain that I didn't problem solve better.
Sure, she's
than
going to look
using
through the logic
hand
of it. Yeah.
That's what your grandma's like.
Well, it's slagging off my gran. I didn't think that was going to happen. That's pretty brutal. You've been listening to a lot of Pulp, haven't you, Louis?
Yeah, I do listen to Pulp a lot.
Great, you'll love
Man.
this then.
Oh, great. Exciting.
Louis C.K.'s musical choice.
Yeah.
Pulp, Common People. He's very much down with the kids. We're talking to Louis C.K., American comedian. Somewhere I heard award-winning. It seems not difficult to win an award.
No,
in
you
comedy.
can always win an award.
So are you award-winning, or...?
I did, not for being a comedian.
Right.
It was for saving a lot of lives.
Sure,
The Congressional Medal of Honor. And then the George thing. I just learned that on Richard and Judy.
Yeah, we should point out, you may have caught Louis on Richard and Judy's programme. Judy was away, recovering from the knee injury or something, so it was Baby Spice, the obvious choice to interview a sort of abrasive American comic.
Well, the guy before me was a war hero who fell on a grenade to help his friends. And it was weird to watch because it was an incredible story, but he never really got to tell it. Because first, the Richard guy kept just trying to guess at what it felt like. He didn't just say what it feel like. Did it feel like this? The guy's like, kind of. I knew it. How about this? Did it feel like this too? And then they had an expert there, a woman who was an expert on bravery, and they asked her, while the guy sat there, what kind of a fellow would do such a thing. And she explained very dryly what it was like to jump
To be
on
a brave person.
Yeah, and the guy sat there just kind of tapping his toes and went, okay,
Yeah.
glad I could be here.
And then it got kind of sticky towards the end of your interview when he slagged off Chris Rock.
Yeah, they mentioned Chris Rock because they asked me if where I won an Emmy, and they knew where I won it on the Chris Rock show, but they made me say it so that he could go, oh, Chris Rock. Whoa, that Chris Rock, and sort of shake his fists and get angry, and I didn't understand why. They explained to me afterwards that he felt Chris was rude to him on the show.
Right. It's good to see that he's been able to move on beyond that,
Yeah.
you know, as a talk show host.
Yeah.
Let that go.
Yeah, I don't think Chris actually like stood up and said, screw you or something. I think it was just a vibe he got.
Right, okay.
And he's still carrying it, which is crazy.
Let it go, Richard.
I think so.
And because I'm very excited to come and see the live show, looking for free tickets.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be crazy for me to
I'll
pay.
see what I can do.
See what you can do. I'm not sure yet when I'm going to be available. But you've not really performed over here before. Why now? Why have you suddenly decided to come over?
I used to do clubs here back when I was a young fella. I used to come here and do like the Comedy Store and stuff. I always loved working here. But then I had kids, and it's hard to make trips overseas when you have kids. So, and I always had TV shows and stuff that I worked on, so it was hard to clear the time.
Yeah.
But now I'm divorced, and so it was easy.
So she's got the kids.
Yeah, and actually I'm going to see the kids in a week in Italy. But yeah, so this was the time to do it.
And what do you do with yourself here? Because you look like the kind of guy I imagine. Is it cocaine and hookers most evenings?
Oh, yeah, it's
Do
crazy.
you mean you've got that look?
Just
I don't think
piles
anyone
of
would be surprised.
cocaine
If you were
and
found dead in a
piles
motel,
of
no one
hookers.
would be surprised.
No, they wouldn't be.
But what's your how do you occupy your time? Are you as misanthropic as I imagine you are?
Yeah, I'm pretty. I don't.
Socialise.
No, I don't. And I've had friends that have said, "Oh, I have a friend in London
Yeah.
who can show you around town," and I can't think of anything more disgusting to imagine than some person I don't know going, "Hey, let's go over here now."
I had to go to a
Just
wedding.
Let me go back to my room so I can masturbate and fall asleep.
Sure. I had to go to a wedding, and is this a tradition in the States?
I had to go to a wedding. Nobody goes. I got to go to
sometimes
a
you
wedding.
do.
I
Sometimes
got
you
to
do.
go.
Sometimes you
no,
do.
I know, but that's how everyone thinks of it. I had to go.
Exactly. But do you have this tradition in America where sometimes people feel that it would be nice to not just let you sit on a table with your friends,
Yeah.
but to put you on a table with relative strangers?
Right.
So you've got to force conversation, like they sort of feel like it's our special time, we found each other, maybe you'd like to meet someone, not for romantic purposes,
No,
just
that's
maybe
the
you need
thing.
more friends. You need
Exactly.
new friends. You've not seen your old friends for 6 months, but we haven't time for you to socialise with them.
No.
So you've got to make conversation with other people. That doesn't strike me as something you would enjoy.
That's like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And when I got married, my wife did that. She like fantasized about the tables, and it's why I divorced her because of that. But 9 years later, but it built up. The anger built up.
It's like Richard Bagley with Chris Rock.
Yeah,
it just
exactly.
builds and simmers, and in the end,
exactly, can't take it anymore. No, I think that is a route because and now that I'm divorced, also I have friends that try to introduce me to guys, not
Right.
because they think I'm gay, but because they think I need more friends. Like I will meet any woman. I love women,
Yeah.
and I will meet them even if there's no chance to have sex with them. I love talking to women.
Yeah.
So yes, introduce me to a girl.
But guys,
they'll say like, you should meet this guy. Why? Because he's cool. I'll kill everybody involved. Why do I want to just meet some person?
I know, arbitrary.
Yeah, just
Do you find as
you
well-
guys would really hit it off. Yeah, if I worked